What happens in episode 5 of To My Shore is the perfect blend of tension, desire, and emotional chaos. The kind of chapter that makes you clutch your phone, kick your blankets, and scream into the void because these two men are simply insane. And I mean that in the most entertaining way possible. This episode takes the slow burn tension of the previous chapters, pours gasoline on it, and lights a match. So let me break down what I understood as I read it. It starts with something small, a joke, literally just a teasing remark. But because they are them, that one remark turns into Fan Xiao, spending half the night trying to coax back a fully grown man with the emotional tolerance of a cat pretending not to want affection. You Shulang isn't petty? That's the funniest part. He's not actually upset, he just keeps up the cold facade because he knows what it does to Fan Xiao. He knows it makes Fan Xiao fuss, hover, worry, and eventually smile. And maybe he likes being the person who can pull Fan Xiao out of his gloom without lifting a finger. Night comes. Fan Xiao goes to shower. And this whole scene had me wheezing because it's so him. This man once acted like he was severely injured, almost Oscar-worthy acting, all just to get some attention from director Yu. But even that kind of performance doesn't earn him the privilege of being bathed. No, what he gets is an oversized plastic bag tied over his injured hand, carefully and neatly. And you know what's worse? Fan Xiao treasures it. Now here's where everything shifts. Inside the bathroom, alone, Fan Xiao casually takes off the splint. His hand has been fully healed. He's just been stretching that injury like expired gum because he likes how You Shulang takes care of him. He pushes his trousers down halfway when suddenly a shadow falls across the glass door. You Shulang knocks gently and tells him he forgot his towel. And Fan Xiao, this man, walks over butt naked, opens the door a crack with his entire dignity dangling freely and tries to chat. But the door gets slammed shut right in his face. He barely manages to pull back in time before he gets hurt in a way no splint could fix. After his shower, wrapped in a towel, Fan Xiao opens the door and freezes. Because leaning against the doorway like some kind of decadent villain is You Shulang, holding a glass of red wine, looking at him with a lazy, seductive smile. And the look in his eyes. Dangerous. Bewitching. The kind of look that makes Fan Xiao instantly lose all higher brain function and think, where does this hotel hide the condoms? The wine Fan Xiao brought, his expensive bottle, even pricier than the one he gifted Lu Xun, has finally been opened. And this is shocking because You Shulang doesn't even like alcohol. Fan Xiao asks about it, and You Shulang offers him a drink. But when he glances at Fan Xiao's injured hand, he says something that is absolutely loaded. Since this hand of yours is out of commission, shall I serve you? The tone doesn't match the words. The meaning behind it totally different. Fan Xiao picks up on it instantly and answers obediently. He follows when You Shulang says, "Come here." Fan Xiao thinks they're going to the sofa. He is wrong. The moment he steps close enough, You Shulang grabs the collar of his robe and slams him against the wall. Hard. The wine sloshes, splashing onto Fan Xiao's white bathrobe like a warning stain. Their breaths mix. You Shulang pins him perfectly. A professional level hold, and Fan Xiao gets aroused. That man is hopeless. You Shulang asks him in this low, dangerous tone whether they're drinking a full glass or a sip. Fan Xiao, absolutely gone, says he'll do whatever You Shulang wants. And You Shulang chooses, then let's drink more. We aren't given the details. But the glass ends up empty. They're breathing unsteady. And just when Fan Xiao leans in, You Shulang retreats. The temperature in the scene drops by 20 degrees instantly. Then he asks the question that exposes everything. When did your hand heal? Fan Xiao freezes. It's over. Caught red-handed literally. He laughs helplessly and realizes You Shulang must have noticed earlier when he reached out with his injured right hand. He admits it healed a few days ago. And You Shulang? He gets cold. Unimpressed. Sharp. Was playing me that entertaining? Or did my cheap service satisfy President Fan quite well? Fan Xiao immediately softens. His voice, his expression, everything turns regretful. He admits it. He lied. Because no one has ever taken such good care of him since he was 7 years old. He says he was greedy. And that line hits. Because you finally understand, he's not manipulating You Shulang. He's trying to prolong the only warmth he's ever felt. For a moment, You Shulang doesn't speak. He sees Fan Xiao trying to take off the splint and steps in gently at first. He brushes away Fan Xiao's hand and asks softly, dangerously, "You like me taking care of you?" Fan Xiao tries to step back, but there's nowhere to go. And then You Shulang snaps. He pins Fan Xiao's arm behind him, violently strips off the splint, and the plastic hits the ground. He leans in close and whispers in his ear something that changes everything. Shi Lihua tried calling Fan Xiao, couldn't reach him. So he called You Shulang instead. And he told him something, that when Fan Xiao was 16, he competed in a left-handed esports tournament. And he won first place. Meaning, the injured hand? The hand Fan Xiao claimed couldn't even lift a cup? Yeah, it wasn't even his dominant hand. And to make sure the message lands, You Shulang kicks the back of his knee, forcing him down. Fan Xiao falls, but in the most dramatic, unbothered, flirtatiously submissive way possible. He sits on the floor, looks up at You Shulang with that smoldering, dangerous gaze, and basically confesses without confessing. He says he didn't mean to belittle him, didn't mean to toy with him. But yes, he wanted You Shulang's attention. He wanted all of it. He wanted You Shulang's entire world to orbit around him. And then he asks, "Why do you think that is?" That line hangs. Heavy. Charged. Honest. You Shulang freezes because he knows the answer, but he refuses to admit it. He doesn't want to hear Fan Xiao say it out loud. He turns away and shifts back into that cold director persona, telling Fan Xiao to handle the boxes and documents tomorrow. Then he orders him to get up and sleep. But Fan Xiao, this man. He watches You Shulang's back with this mixture of calm and obsession, his gaze burning with a kind of possessiveness that is almost frightening. He smiles, softly, and agrees. That final all right is not an apology. It's a promise. And that is what makes episode 5 so insane. The entire chapter is heavy with tension, sexual tension, emotional tension, past trauma, hidden vulnerability. It's the moment where their relationship takes a sharp turn. The desire is undeniable. The fear is overwhelming. And the obsession, mutual. Very mutual. But both of them are too injured in their own ways to admit it yet. Episode 5 is the spark right before the explosion. The exact moment where both men finally realize they can't avoid this anymore. They're too far gone. And that's where episode 5 leaves us, two men tangled in desire, anger, and a connection neither of them knows how to escape. If you want to see what happens next, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because episode 6 is only getting messier from here. Trust me, you don't want to miss it.